Hey guys, this is Skylar. I'm completely blind. I am autistic and I have a chronic heart condition. My nose is kind of stopped up today, so please excuse my messed up nose. Um, I'm going to be talking to you about why I do not like the phrase, take a deep breath. Now, one of the things that I like to do is when I notice myself doing a behavior or talking about something or being interested or not interested in something, I will look into my past to see if maybe I can find pieces, in my past, reasons why I might be engaging in, whatever the behavior is today. Like for example, when I was little, I used to be interested in words, and now to this day, I'm still hooked on words. So, I just look into my past and, look for kind of puzzle pieces. It's kind of like solving a crime or something. Use your investigatory skills. Look for clues. Put the pieces together. Anyways, so let's start out with when I was little. I think I was like 7 or 8. My aunt had me try one of her yoga tapes. Now, I had never been exposed to yoga. That my mom, she doesn't do yoga. I didn't even know what yoga was at the time. But I tried some of the moves, and it helped me with nothing. Zero. Zip, zilch, nada, zippo. Zip. So then I went to the school for the blind when I was like 9 years old. And when you're in elementary, they just signed you up for all the classes. You didn't really get a choice for what you were signed up for. I was signed up for a yoga. My whole entire dorm, I was on dorm A. We were signed up for a yoga class. I did not like it at all. It helped me with nothing. Zip, zip, zero, nada, zilch. But the most traumatic event that I have to say had nothing to do with yoga. It was something totally different. When I was, I think, 12 years old, I was on a dorm C at the school for the blind. So I was out of the elementary. Well, I was kind of in between elementary and secondary, kind of that 11, 12, teen and preteen kind of age thing. Anyways, blah blah. So, I had a dorm mate. Her name was Lacey Wisebrode, and I tell you, she was a genuine female dog, if you know what I mean. I did not like her. Like one day, she called me Blisterface and told me to shut up. I mean, I did not like her, and she did not really understand my autism very well. She was a student, and we just did not like each other at all. She was older than me, so you think she would be a little bit more mature, but I was only like 12 at the time where this story occurred. I did not like her at all. Anyways, so one day she was in my room. I don't know why she was in my room. And I was stressed about something. I don't know what it was. It doesn't really matter. And Lacey, the student that I did not like, told me to take a deep breath because I was kind of stressed, whatever. And I said that deep breathing doesn't really help me. Back then, I used to love the Spanish word for the color black. Now, this is not a racist thing. I'm not trying to be racist or biased or anything else. I just loved the sound, and I still kind of do, of the Spanish word for black, which is negra. I thought it was a very beautiful word. I don't know. So I asked Lacey at the time when this occurred if I could say the word black in Spanish because it would help me feel better if I was allowed to say that word. She said no. She told me that no, I couldn't, and to take a deep breath in anyway. Then I tried to get out of my room to go talk to a staff, And Lacey began to block me with her body so that I couldn't get out of my room. Now, she never did put her hands on me, like she never hit me, pushed me, never punched me, never kicked me, but she like got in front of my body and kind of blocked me from getting out of my room. You know what I mean? Like she stood in front of me and blocked me. I was able to get out with it was a struggle, but I was able to get out. Kind of squeezed out from behind her, and I ran to my favorite staff. This was a staff member. Her name was Robin, and she understood my autism, and me and Robin would talk about things, whatever came to mind, you know. She was just that type of person, sorry. Well, she was able to talk me through it, and she was able to calm me down. I was close to crying, if not crying at this time. I don't know if I was actually crying tears, or if I was just close to crying. I don't know. Either way, I was not happy. Because, you know, Lacey was pushing coping strategies on me that don't really help. And she literally blocked me from getting out of my room. So then, Robin, you know, talked me through it. And she said the name Schwarzenegger, which is Arnold's last name. Which I got hooked on the word Schwarzenegger at that time as well. And that's Arnold, you know, he used to be the governor of California. That's his last name. So, Robin said Schwarzenegger, Arnold's last name, a few times, and then talked me through the problem, which helped me calm down and stop crying. So, that was the most traumatic event in this series. You know, I'm trying to go by chronological order. Now, the next time was when I was like 14. I was kind of grumpy because I had a nightmare. I went to school and my teacher had me do yoga. And I asked if I could say one of my favorite words while doing the poses, blah, blah, blah. She said no. So I did the yoga and it helped with nothing. Zip, 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 zip. Then, you know, when I was 14, I kind of was bearing a few crosses. I'm not going to tell you what those crosses were because they're kind of personal. And I kind of quit. I developed a strong dislike for the R word. Now, the R word, I don't like saying it, but it rhymes with tape or scrape. And it means to violate somebody, to force your will on somebody, usually sexually. Starts with R, rhymes with tape. Anyways, so I did not like that word. It's 4 letters long. I'll spell it for you. R-A-P-E. When I hear this word, still to this very day, I get a contraction type feeling in my lower abdominals, like right above my pelvis. And it's not fun, okay? So I made up a strategy. I tried to use deep breathing to stop the contractions, I guess, to kind of make them go away, I guess, I don't know. It did not work. It did not work at all. Zip, zero. The contractions were still as devilish as ever. It's when I hear that word, they happen. And they're not really painful, but they're not fun, okay? And it's just when I hear that word, that's when they happen. Anyways, so the deep breathing did not work. Then, when I was like 19 years old, I fell ill with the heart condition that I have now, which is primary pulmonary hypertension, which we didn't know I had all my life. All my life, my primary pulmonary hypertension was misdiagnosed as asthma. But when I was like 18, I fell ill and almost died, and that's when it got diagnosed, blah, blah. Well, that's when I started having to go to lab monthly and get blood draws and blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the favorite phrases of most phlebotomists, as you might know, is take a deep breath, because they're trying to distract you from the poke and they're trying to get you to relax. As well as nurses who do IVs, druggists at the pharmacy, you know. That does not work. So what I had to do is I had to start getting Mom to say one of my favorite words right as the needle goes in to my skin. And that helps me relax when my mom says one of my favorite words. So, well, there's my story. I hope that maybe it enlightened you, gave you some insight. God bless.